All right, guys, it's 3:59. Let's just get straight into it. What do you say? We get started. And if someone misses the very beginning, that's okay, because we can come back around and talk. So my name is Tina, and I'm a Lanza healing artist, and I'm happy to be with you all today. My beautiful model here, her name is Katie, and I also wanted to tell you that my pronouns are she, her. I think that's important for you all to know. We are here with a Lanza takeover, and we're gonna do some dry cutting. So what I did with Katie is I gave her a bang section. I'm gonna cut her bangs first. I made her bang section by using my comb to tilt up until I feel where her hair starts to curve. Then I'm gonna make my section from there. I'm going to take that section because it's pretty big, and I'm going to make it into 2 sections. So we're going to do a little bang, a curtain bang for Katie, and we're also going to do the rest of her haircut with dry hair cutting. So I already pre-cut Katie's hair, her length, her perimeter, on Monday. But the great thing about cutting dry hair and why I'm here today is because I like to cut the hair where it lives. When I make this section and I go to cut it, I can see exactly where Katie's hair is going to lie. So without much tension, which is really important when you're dry cutting, not using a lot of tension, I'm going to trim Katie's bangs where her hair lives. So some people may cut some fancy way where they turn the hair at the bang section, but I like to have control and see exactly what I'm cutting, where I'm cutting, and how the hair is going to lay. So I like to do my angle like this. So I feel like I have the most control that way. And I really think dry hair cutting is a really great point of difference. I think it really finishes the haircut. I talk about point of difference a lot because somebody can go to me or the salon across the street. And I think dry hair cutting gives you a nice point of difference. So now I've cut this first section, and I'm going to pull the second section down. I've got the length already set where I want it. I'm going to bring this next section down, and now I have a guide to use. You can go in, especially around the bang area, you can go in, lift the hair away from the face, use the wide tooth of your comb, the wide side, and you can pat that hair down into the comb. Use your guide underneath that we just put in and follow that guide. Now what I want to do is I know that when I style Katie's hair, I'm going to bring her hair back like this. So I'm going to lift this section, and I'm going to use my guide that's underneath that we just put in, and I'm going to slide cut that a little bit. Knowing that I want that hair to come back like this, that's how I'm going to cut it, if that makes sense. So you can already see just by cutting those 2 sections that her hair is going to curl back for us really nicely, right? Tina, happy St. Patrick's Day. Cape Town, South Africa, amazing. I've never been to South Africa. That would be amazing. I've never been to Africa. So on this side, I am right-handed. I'm gonna scoot you over just a little bit. But on this side, I'm just going to stand behind my client, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna find my guide that I have from the first section, and I'm just gonna slide that cut, slide down that hair. I have some very, very sharp scissors that I'm using now, but they are dry cutting scissors. I have many scissors in my arsenal. So I'm pulling this section back. As you can see, this is where her hair is going to live. I want it to go back. So as I cut it, I'm just going to pull that hair out right where it's going to live. And I'm going to slide cut that hair and let it drop. I like to say where the hair is going to live because everybody's hair grows in different directions. And having her hair dry, my beautiful model Katie, in case I didn't introduce you if you weren't on earlier, Katie O'Brien, it's St. Patrick's Day.
Gotta go by the maiden name.
That's right. So I asked Katie to be my model. So I know that Katie's hair, I'm cutting it dry so I know exactly where it's going to go. So I've prepped Katie's hair with some trauma treatment. I've brushed it in. I like to use a cutting agent when I cut wet or dry hair. And trauma treatment is amazing for all hair, but I just really like it on cutting dry hair. All right, you guys can all hear me okay? Yes. All right, so I'm going to take those same scissors that I was already using. These are my dry cutting shears. I love these because they glide through dry hair very easily. It's nice to have the right tool for the right technique. Now, I don't want to give Katie really short layers because, as you can see, Katie's hair is very, very long. But you can also see that she's got some ends that need to be trimmed. So I'm going to take those off now with my dry cutting shears. And I'm going to section this hair. And I've already pre-colored Katie's hair, so I am just taking off what needs to be taken off based on what we did with the hair color. And Katie gets 3 haircuts a year, so I know some has to come off. And I'm going to chip away with my dry cutting shears because I don't want to leave a blunt, harsh line. But I want to give her a nice layer. Scooch forward just a little bit. Perfect. But I want to give her some nice layers because she has so much hair. And that will allow me to cut off some of the dead stuff and take a little bit of weight off for Katie. So I'm going to move back the head. The nice thing about long hair is you can take big sections, which is great because when you're talking about short hair, you're taking lots and lots of little sections. And I'm going to slide cut this a little bit. I'm going to go under my fingers and I'm going to slide cut that way because I don't want to put a severe, heavy layer in Katie's hair. Slide cutting is, scooch forward just a little bit, gonna give her a very blended layer without being a very short, traditional layer, let's call that. So you guys, my Instagram is Harrisburg Hairmaster, and I'm going to post later the color technique that we did on Katie earlier in the week. Again, I'm taking a section, I'm using my guide from underneath, and I'm just sliding through that hair with my dry cutting scissors. I'm going to take one more pass because her hair is so long, and I'm going to go down to the very bottom. So I'm taking a traditional straight parting, mohawk parting, if you will, on Katie's hair, but just giving it that nice slide. And then maybe just kind of pull a little bit. It's like a lion's mane, you guys. It really is. Yeah. Now I've got her length in this section. I'm going to let the length drop, and I'm literally just going to scoop a little bit of these ends off that need to come off, which will give me a beautiful blended layer without being too severe. And as I said before, if you weren't here earlier, what I did was I dry cut Katie's hair before I colored it, the length, the perimeter. So now we're just going in and taking off some of the, dry hair and reestablishing some very long textured layers. How's everybody doing? Where's everybody from? Oh, my Instagram, you guys, Harrisburg_hairmaster. I will post Katie's color video. Your hair's so long, you gotta scooch a little bit more forward. And also the style that I'm gonna finish with, because I'm gonna curl it a little bit and do a little curling iron finish for Katie, so that we really get a beautiful finish, because you guys have to see. I know her hair looks incredible, and we did use Lanza healing color on it, but wait till you guys see the before and the beautiful smooth finish. As I said before, I prepped with trauma treatment. I'm going to work my way around, and I'm going to bring my guide. My guide is going to travel to my next section, and I am going to slide cut some soft layers into this very, very long hair. Oh yeah, there's a little knot right there.
I'll just cut it out.
You guys, just to apply the color, her hair is so amazing. It takes an army. So I like this technique because not only am I getting the dry stuff off, but I can see what needs to come off with her hair being dry. Hi, Nebraska. Hi, Brandy. We got another Jersey girl. Oh, Layla, you still with me? All right, so I'm going to take my guide. My guide's going to travel. I'm going to do a little slide cutting up here. I love that when I am cutting dry hair, I can literally see what needs to come off. Now, when you're by the ear and you want to preserve the length of your perimeter, it's a good idea to drop this section right above the ear. Has anyone ever cut a little hole there in someone's hair cut? Oh, it's just me, you guys, just me. I'm going to go underneath my fingers and follow from my guide and slide out. All right. So now I'm going to go to this side. We've already put the bang in. Come towards me a little bit. So we already put the bang in this side. What's everybody doing for St. Patrick's Day? Buying hairspray? Because you know Lanza hairspray is on sale. Oh, Chicago. Hi, Carmen. All right, so there's my guide. So can you see how blunt that is? It's way too blunt for me. So I'm going to slide cut this, because this is my length. Right here, this is the length I want to keep. But I'm going to go in and I'm going to point cut this. And I really don't like how blunt that is at all. Can you guys see how blunt that is and thick? So I'm going to lift this up so I can get a better look at it. I'm going to make sure the hair is straight. And I'm going to go in and point cut here. This will lighten up that thick, heavy layer and soften the ends. So when this hair drops, it's not going to look really thick in that section. You can even also fan this. So when you pick that section up, you can fan it out. If you put just your hand and grip it like this, it fans that hair. That's another way you can go in and give that hair a little bit of texture. Because Katie's hair is so thick, I am going to take my blending shears. These I use a lot for barbering, but I also use these to lighten up very thick hair. So for Katie, I'm going to go in and I'm going to use the same angle as my layer, which angles up here. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to take two big snips, I don't know what I want to call them,
Chunks.
in the same, and it's not chunks though, so this isn't going to leave chunks. These blades are very close together, but it's going to soften that edge of the thickness that she had here, but I'm keeping the same angle of her layer, which is going this way. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes. Okay, great. So now, when I look at Katie's hair and I want it to blow back here, I'm going to push it that way and see what it does. It's kind of like sculpture. So now you've got your perimeter in there. You've got your layers on this side in. So I want to see what it's going to do when I comb it. How's that? What's that hair going to do? Where it lives, as I said before. And then I can literally go in, and if I see a section that looks too thick, I can literally go in with my fingers and pull out the section that I think looks too thick. Scooch forward. Your hair is so long. And I can pull that exact section out, and I can address just that section. Again, I'm going in the same angle as her layer. I took a cut underneath with my 44/20s and a cut on the top. Now when I comb it back and I look at that end, I can really see it's starting to really lay in the way we want it to when it's dry and styled. Here it looks a little thick to me. So I'll go in and I'll just see exactly right there. Like I feel like I could even maybe shorten that layer right there. So I'll go in and just take that little section and I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to slide forward. Your hair's so long. I'm going to go in the same angle as her layer and take a little of that bulk out. This is really going to give you that feather look on, that everybody's going for with their curtain bang by lightening up those ends. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue my layers. So I've got my beautiful fringe already established. I can see that this side is going to give me what I want. Let's talk about the razor quick. So for those of you that might just be joining us, we're doing dry hair cutting, and I really love to dry haircut because I get to see exactly what's going on with the hair and cut the hair the way it's going to lay for my client on an average day when I'm not there to style it for them. The cut is so important. I think it also gives you a leg up on your competitors, although I don't call them competitors. Slide forward a little bit. When someone does something great at another salon, I'm like, oh, I need to level up my game, right? So you can see now, I brought my guide to my next section, and you can see that I have got some layers to address here. So I'm just going to point cut those away because I don't really feel like I can slide cut that very easily. Now that I've got a little bit more control, I can slide cut this out. How many of you guys dry cut? Anyone? So you guys, this is my model, Katie O'Brien. I was excited to get this date because, of course, we're all Irish on St. Patrick's Day, right?
Yep.
All right. You like cutting dry hair, Layla? Thank you. I love it. You know, the finish of your haircut, it can look great when your client leaves the salon, but if they can't recreate it, I will almost say, well, it might be the haircut. All right, I'm gonna have you turn this way.
Which way?
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. 180, a little bit forward. All right, I'm trying to give you guys the best angle so that you can see my guide. So my guide is right here. I'm gonna go underneath because it's harder for me to control sliding on top of my fingers. So by going underneath, I'm gonna let that hair slide and I'm just gonna slide up on that hair. This is where all the damage is. This hair right here that lays on the top gets all the sun damage, it gets all the heat damage. That top layer, you can totally see when the hair is dry. I said totally.
You can totally see.
What really needs to come off. So bonus. All right, my guide's gonna travel again. And I'm just following the shape of her head and I'm going in diagonal sections. Starting with the mohawk, started there, and then more vertical diagonal sections from just following the round of the head. Taking my guide with me. And slide cutting these layers gives Katie a nicer, see my guide here, slide this out. It gives her a nicer blend. It doesn't give her such a heavy layer because Katie's hair is still very long. Oh yeah, super long. I can't imagine I would be sweating if I had this much hair. Oh my Lord. Help me out. So, you guys still out there? Are you guys still with me? Does anybody have any questions? Any questions about dry cutting, sectioning, slide cutting? Oh, what I was going to say about the razor earlier, real quick, is that Katie's hair doesn't really like the razor. And I don't know how to tell you how to know the type of hair that doesn't like the razor, but you'll learn it if you don't know it already, because I'm sure a lot of you already do. The question is, no, my guide is traveling, and so I have a guide in every section. The question was, you lift everything to the middle guideline. Well, I guess, yes, I guess that is true that I am doing that. I'm just taking my guide with me for each section, but yeah, the guide is in the middle on the top because her hair is so long. So now I've made my way the whole way around, but I don't like how heavy and thick this is on the ends. So this is my, this is the point where I'm going to go in and lighten that thickness that Katie has on the ends. And I'm going to go in with my 4420 shears like I did earlier. These are a blending shear that I use for barbering, but they're really, really great for taking some of that weight out. I'm going to use the same angle that I did with her layer and go in and soften those ends. Sometimes go back and see. If it needs more, take more. If you need to go under more, that's okay too. It's really, you have to go by, what you're seeing, and then combing the hair into place and seeing what is that hair going to do. Does it look thick there? If it looks thick there, pick it back up. This is where you make your artistry and you make this haircut your own. Her hair's really thick here, so I'm going to take a little bit out underneath here. And with these blades, they're not chunking. It's very, very fine pieces they're taking out. So it's just lightening Katie's hair without taking chunks out. I'm going to use the same angle, pull that out. Do you see the difference now? how much lighter that is on the ends. So when I blow this back, and I am going to comb it into place because I want to see what it's going to do. Because this has to work for Katie when Katie's not with me, right? I'm going to go in and see, what does it need? This looks a little blunt right here to me. So what tool do I need? What tool am I going to do? I think I might point cut that. You guys, there's so many different techniques that you can use for hair cutting. And, you know, I'm showing you what my preferences are. And I've been doing this for a while. I mean, I was a child prodigy, but yeah. So I'm going to go in. These are different dry cutting shears than I was using earlier. So these are really long, so you need to be careful. I will tell you when you're point cutting, what you really need to remember with point cutting is cut on the way out. Don't cut on the way in. So when you're holding that hair up, you want to cut as you're pulling away. Really important, guys, because if you don't cut when you're on your way out, you're going to cut you. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that's ever cut themselves, right? All right. So now I think we're looking pretty good. I can see right here I still have a little bit of layering to do. I'm going to look at the other side and see what this is doing. This is all like sculpting, you know, like you really literally just chip away at something. I almost feel like I need a little bit, you guys to be able to see this like I am. Like I feel this bang is a little bit heavy right there. So I'm going to go in and I'm literally going to pull out that piece that looks heavy to me. And I'm going to actually slide a little bit more. I'm going to do a little bit more slide cutting there to blend in that curtain bang, because I feel like that's going to lay better for her. This piece right here, I want that to go back a little bit. So I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to slide cut. I do have a couple different pairs of dry cutting shears because I feel like they all have, you know, have a different job.
The color looks amazing.
Oh yeah, you guys, the color. I'll give you the color formula on my Instagram, which is Hairspur_hairmaster. I definitely need some more product on Katie's hair, so I'm gonna put some keratin healing oil. If you guys aren't, if you guys don't know keratin healing oil, when it comes to you know, all that extra moisture that this thick, you know, Katie's hair is a little bit more coarse. This is going to give you tons of hydration. It's a blend of 4 different oils, our Phyto4 complex. So I'm going to take a generous amount for Katie because her hair is moisture deprived. It's just the type of hair Katie has. It's not a bad thing. It's not, you know, I'm not picking on Katie, although I will. So put a little of this in, and then if you feel, I always tell people when they are using a Lanza product, number one, our products are very, very concentrated, so a little bit goes a long way. When you're using a leave-in, start with a little and add more if you need it. You don't need to put an oil at the scalp because your natural oils will hydrate your hair, will hydrate at the scalp. So when you're talking about this much hair, it's also good to separate it. I'm going to put a little bit of neem on too. You guys, because Katie's hair can handle all this stuff. And it's okay to layer Lanza products as long as you're not overusing them. These leave-ins, you can use multiple products on top of each other as long as you're not overusing them. But for Katie's hair, I'm going to separate it now into 2 sections. And I'm going to, concentrating on her ends where her hair is the most moisture deprived. Put a little neem in here, which will give her super shine, megawatt shine, and add strength to the hair. Then we're going to do a little blow dry, just a little bit, because I want you guys to be able to see the layers that we put in, because we're dry hair cutting today, if anyone's just joining us. I'm going to do one more pump of neem, our silk serum. It's like almost like magic in the bottle. Super duper shiny. This is great for delicate hair or hair that's really, really long like Katie's. This hair has been around for a long time. So you need to add strength to that hair. Anti-breakage qualities. That hair that's been around this long needs it. And those people that say, oh, my hair, it only ever gets so long, get them on the strength, you guys. I'm telling you, their hair can grow longer. It's just that, it's just so delicate. All right, so I feel good about what we cut, but I want to put a little bit of blow dry in it so that I can see. Hang on, just wipe my hands off so I don't drop my dryer. How's it going, you guys? I'm here with Katie O'Brien. Happy St. Patrick's Day. So I prepped, if those of you that weren't with us, I prepped Katie's hair with trauma treatment. She showed up today with dry hair. I just added some keratin healing oil and some neem. I'm just going to do a short little blow dry to see how my layers are laying, because I want it to be easy for Katie at home. So just bear with me for a second. And for this curtain bang, just twist the hair back with a round brush. I feel like I have more control with a smaller round brush, but you know, that's your choice as an artist. And I can see what it's going to do here. Katie, can you see that?
Kind of.
Oh, right. Do you have your contacts in?
I do.
You guys, Katie is like the greatest person on earth. If you don't like Katie, there's probably something wrong with you. I'm saying. How is that looking, you guys, right? All right, I'm going to do the other side real quick. Oh, hold on, I got cord snap. I think it's looking really good. Actually, I think it's looking real pretty.
Tina's the best. Everything I learned when I did hair, I learned from Tina. So.
That's sweet. Okay, so I'm liking how this is looking. I'm liking how it's feathering in, but I want to give a little bit more texture and a little bit more unevenness to, not unevenness, but textured layers where we've got some pieces that are longer and some pieces that are shorter. Yeah, I've been around for a couple years. Just a couple. Guys, another great product for moisture deprived hair, or you know, that hair's out there seeking moisture. Oh, the Moi Moi Mist, you guys, if you haven't used it, love it. Smells so good. Okay, so because I know Katie's hair doesn't like the razor, because I would typically at this point go in with the razor and carve some different lengths. I can't do that with Katie because I know her hair. So now that I just blew it dry just a little bit, so you see how this is really long, that's fine, but I want to give that a little bit of layer there. So I'm literally going to pull the hair out right where it's living. I'm just going to pick up that piece. I'm going to take my dry cutting shears, and let me see, is the best way for you guys to see this, because I'm right-handed. So I'm going to just pull that piece out, let the rest of it drop, And I'm just gonna go in and literally just kind of carve some pieces out of that section to give her a little bit more of a feathery piece right there. Are you guys seeing that? Yeah. I like that. Right here, feel like this could use a little bit. So I'm gonna hold the hair out from where it lives. I'm gonna go straight down on the hair and I'm gonna slowly open and close my scissors as I slide down that hair. Now, I've preserved the length, but she's got some feathery layers in there. Yeah. So right here, I want this to blend with her curtain bag. She may or may not have trimmed her own bangs last time before I did. I'm just gonna blend that in and I'm just gonna open and close my scissors. Open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. And then that gives it that beautiful feathery look. I think we're looking really good, you guys. I hope you're excited. I hope you like it. Hi, Trisha. All right. Who else is with us today? Do we have anyone from Ireland? Again, this is sculpture, you guys. Stand back from your piece of art. Stand back, look at it. What does it need? Well, right here, I think it needs a little bit of feathering. So I can go in and I can pick that exact piece up. This piece looks a little heavy to me. I can go in, hold that hair where it lives, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, slide. So as you're opening and closing your scissor, you're sliding down the hair. So it's giving you a beautiful feathery layer without giving you a heavy layer. Does that make sense? Yes. And doesn't she have amazing hair, you guys? Come to my Instagram, Harrisburg_hairmaster, and see the end. I'm still gonna do a little bit of perfecting back here too. I haven't finished this yet with the blow dryer, which I do like to do, but I don't want to spend a lot of time when I'm on with you guys live doing, blow drying, because it's hard for you guys to hear. But this dry hair cutting is like your point of difference. You're literally sculpting the hair where it lives naturally. So when your guest goes home and they style their hair, hopefully not for a week, and those people that have a lot of hair know what I mean, because she's gonna also use some dry, you can use dry texture spray, but also we have dry shampoo. Thank you. And the best way to use the dry shampoo is to pre-treat. So what that means is get ahead of the oil, right? So if your hair is already oily, excuse me one second, and you guys are, you're kind of chasing your tail to try and absorb the oil after it's already there. So I'm gonna say goodbye to you all and thank you